This is disgusting. They put a boy on the cover. That is a boy. That is not a girl. That is an underage child that Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union transitioned underage, right? This is child abuse. This is,
and want to talk about Zaya Wade. So Zaya Wade is the child of Dwyane Wade, his NBA basketball player Dwyane Wade, and is now on the cover of 17 magazine. So basically, this Zaya is a trans woman or trans girl. I think Zaya just turned 17. I think she might even be 16. And they are just continuing to push out this person all over media. Believe Zaya is a model. So that he's doing runway and all this type of stuff. And now on the cover of 17 magazine. Again, Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union have been on every talk show they can, really pushing this child out and the whole talking about the trans movement.
oh my gosh, I have a lot to say. So the 17 magazine, for those who don't know, is a girls magazine for girls who are average 13 years old to 17, right? It's the preteen, teen, underage category. I used to read 17. My mom read 17. All of us grew up watching, 17 magazine, makeup tips, dressing, all these things. This is disgusting. They put a boy on the cover. That is a boy. That is not a girl. That is an underage child that Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union transitioned underage, right? This is child abuse. This is grooming. This is disgusting. This is a boy, and he's been giving all these opportunities because he simply decided, I don't want to be a boy anymore. He couldn't make it as a boy. His parents couldn't promote him as a boy. Whatever something happened, they jumped on that train. And I want to know, as somebody who's in Hollywood, somebody who's an artist, who's a filmmaker, a musician, why are there so many trans kids of celebrities? Why is every trans kid born to a celebrity? Why is it suddenly you get an Instagram and celebrity rich parents and you're a multimillionaire? It seems like transgenderism, somebody should do a study on this. Is this a disease that affects the rich and the famous? Because I don't really know a lot of trans people in my own sphere of influence, but somehow they keep ending up on every magazine, the best friend in every show, the love interest in many of these shows where they're putting in this agenda. It's satanic, it's disgusting, it's grooming for child sex abuse, and I'm tired of it. And this should not be celebrated.
Listen, I do believe it was there about January 20th where Trump made it very clear that there were two genders, and trans is not one of them. I am tired of seeing them parade Zaya or whatever the name originally was around. I'm over it. Why are we still doing this? The American people have made it very clear that they're not interested in this. Stop pushing the agenda. 17 magazine, who the hell is still buying and reading 17 magazine? That was out when I was in high school. I didn't even know there were still subscriptions. It's trash. And if they're still pushing out this trash to young underdeveloped minds, I have massive issue with that.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a boy who is underage and has been transitioned earlier when he really couldn't make his own decisions. So he's completely controlled by his outside surroundings, and of course, because he's getting this attention, he's going to go along with it for now. But what's going to happen in the future with this boy, who knows? And it is horrible that young people are still bombarded with this messaging. It's very, very dangerous, and it's infuriating because young people do not understand the repercussions of something like this, changing your body, taking hormones, doing any kind of surgery. They don't understand how much they'll regret all these actions later in life. It's awful.
Yeah. Shelly, it seems like, magazines like 17, like movies, get, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with The Summer I Turned Pretty. What it was a book, and then they made it into a movie. Really good book. It was kind of geared towards young people, and the movie was the same. But in the book, they didn't have any trans characters. But of course, when they made the movie, they have to make that, like you mentioned, Joy, the best friend was trans. The boy who was the major character in the movie was now bisexual. And to be honest, and this is what I don't like, it didn't even fit. You could tell, and I hadn't even read the book, but as I was watching the series and I saw that, I was like, this just doesn't make sense. And then when I researched it, they said this was not even in the book. So they're going out of their way to push this agenda. Shelly,
Wow.
what are your thoughts on this?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, I agree. I was going to say the same thing, Joy. First of all, he's a boy. This is a boy. Number one. Number two, you can cut off all the. I was trying to be nice for Joy tonight, but I was going to say you can cut off all the dicks. I'm sorry, Joy. You can cut off all the vaginas. You can pump them up with whatever. You will still have XX or XY chromosomes. That's number one. Number two, to Marquita's point, way before President Trump signed that bill, and I say two sexes, not genders, two sexes, there was someone we call God who said it was male and female, okay? Way before, since the beginning of time. So Trump just kind of co-signed, if you will, back in January, a month ago. Joy, to your point again, I think number one, this is a social contagion, and I think a lot of these celebrities are living these played out celebrities. They've had their time on the screen and on the stage, and now many of them, I think, in my never to be humble opinion, are living somehow vicariously on this popular trans train, if you will, and they are literally pimping out their children for the celebrity, for the popularity, for all the glitz and glamour that this new trans movement now brings. Ultimately, again, I think these parents should be hemmed up because these children are minors. And number two, we're going to have a huge, talking about bills to pay, we're going to have a huge mental health bill to pay that's coming in due time because these children are literally being twisted, not just their body parts, but their mind as well.
Yeah. It's really sad and it's sick and it's a cult, as you've said time and time again, Shelly. This is a cult. This has become a religion for the left, and they believe that this is what they need to do, and they're using these children. They are using these children to do their bidding. It's sad. It's really sad.
And it's always some new kid. It's like they need to keep updating because before it was Jazz. Remember Jazz Jennings? And when I was younger, it was whole reality show about Jazz, and now you see what happened to Jazz. I mean, it was a boy. It's a boy who became now extremely overweight, has all sorts of because of hormones, obviously, all sorts of issues with the genitals because they were not developed, and then they did the surgery, and they said they didn't even have enough tissue for the surgery. It's awful. And so now Jazz is kind of out of the picture because he doesn't look good right now. And so now it's the new kid who right now looks attractive for the movement. It's like they're sacrificing these kids.
Yeah. And my heart really goes out to these boys that go through the entire transition with removing their penises, and same for the girls, but particularly for the boys. I have a friend that works in healthcare, and she has told me countless times of how she's seen people who these trans boys that trans girls that come in, and no, it's a trans boy, whatever it is, they've made a penis. I'm sorry. Right. They've made a penis, and or they've made a vagina, even the ones who have made a vagina, and it's just a mess. It's like a real Frankenstein project.
It's the most, everybody's right on the money here. So lifetime suicide attempts in the United States, over 40% of transgender adults have attempted suicide at least once. And among youth, this is a recent study, a 2024 study found that 53%, more than half of transgender youth have seriously considered suicide in the past year. And of course, the left will tell you it's because we don't have enough transgender affirming care. We just have to affirm them and affirm them and affirm them. This is grooming. They are putting these children on a chopping block, literally. And just Shelley was preaching. I agree with everything you said. They're chopping off their genitals. They're rebuilding these Frankenstein's monsters, like you said, KJ. And this is awful. I mean, this is satanic. This is child sacrifice. Whoever thought we would be here, right?
Exactly.
From, oh, yeah, let's just let gay people get married. And there's no gay agenda. Boom. Fast forward 15 years. There's a huge agenda. And we're not talking about adults. We're talking about children. Adults, do what you want. Change up your body parts. I don't care. I'm not going to call you a ma'am if you look like a dude. I don't care. But if you're a child, this is illegal. This is terrible. Their parents should be prosecuted. These children, their minds aren't fully formed. Why are we saying, oh, when a 50-year-old man dates a 24-year-old woman or a 19-year-old woman, that's so gross because her mind hasn't formed. But if she wants to be turned into a man at 9 years old, we need to affirm her. Well, what if a 9-year-old wants to be a dinosaur, a toy truck? Like, you can't ask kids what gender they want to be, what sex they want to be, whatever they want to change this terminology. We trust the science, except for when it comes to transgender. Like, the science is you were born in this gender. This is sickness. This is the devil incarnate infiltrating families. And the fact that Black families are now, Black celebrity families are now saying this is okay. Let me parade my masculine young boy who should follow in his father's footsteps and do sports or do whatever he wants to do. You can be a fashion designer and be a boy. Why do we say to now be a model, to be on the cover of a magazine, you have to transition to be a girl? This is disgusting. It's satanic. I truly believe it's satanic. It's the only thing that makes sense.
It is. And don't forget, we have just coming up recently, these transgender cult people are committing murders. Right here in Maryland, they found the leader of this trans cult that had gone about killing people. So, and we know they still haven't provided the information that on this trans person that unalived those people in Tennessee. So, and they, when they do come out with these people, they don't give us all the details surrounding it. So they're really they need mental help. That's what it is. But instead of getting that, this society and these new age doctors have legitimized these people, and it's just making it worse.